You are now listening to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, episode 197, recorded on September 1st, 2014. Brought to you by Frigid Blast Studios in association with NoobReview.com. Hello and welcome to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, your home for quarter munching fun. And every day I'm peggling. Every day I'm peggling. Because I love me some Peggle. My name is Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
And there's no way to dance around it. I've had a couple of really crappy weeks. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
Yeah, the world has not been in a great place for at least 3 weeks, yeah.
Well, 2 plus. Yeah, I mean, nothing medically with me or my family, thank goodness, but just a bunch of other junk that I'll go through because everything when we get to now playing, everything is based around the crappy stuff going on, but we are still traders of the tabletop cause,
except for the fact that you play so much Magic right now.
yeah, and by the time you're listening to this, I'll be most likely, if you're listening to it as soon as by the time you're listening to this, I will have played in my third Star City Open in St. Louis.
Well, when does it happen?
Saturday morning, 10 a.m.
I'll have it up before then.
Okay. But anyway, as I do the last breath of Red, White, Burn, considering half the deck will be illegal at the end of this month.
Yeah.
No more War Leader's Helix, no more Boral's Charm, no more Chandra's Phoenix.
Yeah, it's a shame. The Phoenix was cool.
Yeah.
I like the Phoenix.
I'm going to miss Boral's Charm. I used it through 2 blocks. That is my favorite Magic card ever.
Well, hopefully you'll find another card that you can love just as much.
We'll see. Never got there in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
And there was never any replacement for Toon Gemini Elf. That does what? Yeah. It doesn't need Toon World, what?
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned it last episode, so...
It's an Earth monster, what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And holy crap, it takes cards out of people's hands? What? That's nuts. It's just icing on the cake for that creature.
Yep, confiscation on a stick.
God, that thing was so broken.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm never playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever again, even in video game form. I'm done. I hit my limit. I'm done. I can't play that game. I couldn't bring myself to just load it up to finish the last 2 achievements in that. I just said, I can't deal with it. So I'm done with it.
Yeah, that could have been one of the things I did, but I just didn't get around. We'll get to the game that I played in the middle of the outage, but that's part of the thing going on. But yeah. It's
official though. They lost me completely. I'm never buying another Yu-Gi-Oh video game again after that one. Cause did you know they announced a new type of creature that's added to the game recently? Not the video game, but the actual card game.
No.
Yeah, it's another way to summon really dumb, ridiculous, broken creatures.
Worse than XYZ?
I don't remember exactly how it works, but it sounds pretty stupid. So that's all I can tell you. It's just a separate creature type, yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I don't understand what they're doing anymore with that game. Yeah, they could have had such a huge long life like Magic, and then they went and started adding all these weird, just ridiculous things that break the game in various ways.
Oh, so it took them until now to power.
It took them until the XYZs.
Yeah.
Because the synchro summons were annoying, but you could learn to play around them because there had to be 2 creatures on the field for it to work.
Yeah.
So you could start to play around them, and most of them were not immune to things.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the XYZ monsters, and god damn it. That guy who shall not be named, I hate him still for that dumb, ridiculously broken deck. Yeah, if you want to know his name, refer to last episode. Because I'm done with that. That's it. No more Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless it's old school stuff, I ain't talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've had some troubles the past couple weeks, though.
Yeah, I figured I wanted to go through it while going through the now playing because everything is tied around that. Like, literally everything is tied around that. Not even on purpose. It just kind of happened.
That's just how it happened,
That's just how it happened. Well, except for the last thing. The last thing isn't tied to it, but it happened today.
Okay, well, let's get into our now playing then. Alright, regale me with your stories.
Okay, so after last episode, which did we record? We recorded that on Sunday. Yes, we recorded it on...
Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded that on Sunday the...
I want to say it was like the 18th?
17th.
17th? Yeah.
Yes, we recorded it on Sunday the 17th. So after that, I was like, okay, let's get Left Behind done. So as soon as I get done, went to go play Left Behind, and I was about halfway to 2/3 of the way through, like I thought I was, and I got through it, and I got all but one of the non-difficulty tied achievements, and then I was like, oh, well, I just happened to miss an easy one to find, so let's load that section back up and get that trophy, and okay, I'm satisfied for now, maybe I'll go through it again sometime and try to get the few collectibles I missed or something, whatever. But, okay, I'm done. It's 2 o'clock. I'm tired. So then before I go to bed that morning, I pull up Facebook and Twitter. Now, I haven't checked Facebook or Twitter since we recorded the episode. So it had been 7 hours since I had seen any news of any sort. And I see some local people I know talking about riots and looting, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I see all this stuff on Twitter. I'm like, what is going on? So they're like, well, I mean, everybody knows what happened in Ferguson now. I mean, I knew of the shooting on Saturday. They had no idea that all this just blow up Sunday night, Monday morning. So I tried to go to the TV, and I don't have pay TV. And let's see here, CBS. Well, it's 2:30 in the morning, so they're doing their early morning, half-hour news show that, talks about Ferguson briefly. That's it. NBC is doing their repeat of Meet the Press. Right. The ABC affiliate here doesn't have news. It literally is nothing other than some local programming and, the ABC stuff. There's no news people. I mean, it's just...
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the one with no news operation at all. And then wonderful Fox 2, which Fox doesn't have any stuff that they have to replay, I guess. But, instead of calling in all, let's get everybody in here, get people out to Ferguson, we need to start covering this. This is the biggest story in all year and possibly in many years in the city. let's forget, and if we have to refund the people that paid for advertising for the re-airing of the Will Smith Ali movie. Maybe we better cover live what's going down in our jurisdiction.
No, it's the middle of the night. Who would need news in the middle of the night?
So I had to turn to Twitter pretty much all week, because if it wasn't the 5, 6, or 10 o'clock news, the local people here weren't doing anything. I was really pissed off at Channel 2. They did get a little better in that in the early week they set up a live, just like a camera, a night vision camera in Ferguson, but then it got taken down when the cops started acting like it was Iraq or Russia or something, and we all know that story. But
abusing their power, yeah.
So, at one point I had to find an internet audio feed of MSNBC to get live coverage of Ferguson. This was Wednesday night, so this was the night the Washington Post and the Huffington Post reporters got arrested, and just the entire country was just like, WTF.
Yeah, it got really bad.
Yeah. So, it was just, for a couple nights there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was just really, out of it. I didn't play any games. I just sat on Twitter, and that became my news. And everybody talks about, young people aren't watching TV anymore. They're cutting the cord and da-da-da-da-da. Well, the biggest freaking news story of the year in the U.S., let's extend this out to Fox News and everything. It took Fox News and CNN till Thursday or Friday, after fellow journalists got arrested, to actually come stop in the flyover states and give a damn about something. At least the print and MSNBC were actually here Tuesday and Wednesday. The New York Times and the Washington Post and the Huffington Post and MSNBC were actually here Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. Because
they're like, wow, this stuff went on Sunday night, carried into Monday. And you can do there's all kinds of crazy stuff. The guy who was wrongly arrested because he had the same last name as somebody else, and he got beat up and then sued because he bled on the cops' uniforms because they beat him unconscious. Just, all the stuff that's happened.
The dramatic abuses of power, it was mind-boggling how bad it was.
So I was embarrassed, and I still am somewhat, and...
It's not your fault.
Well, no,
You're not a member of the police.
Well, I know, but it just makes St. Louis look bad.
Yes, but it can be fixed.
Yeah.
As long as rules are set in place to check those abuses at the door.
Right, and it's just, I was worried about boycotts. I was tweeting Star Cities, you guys aren't going to boycott us now, are you? I was legit worried,
Alright. That's an odd thing for them to boycott, though.
Well, their top commentators an African American. Granted, it's not a safety thing, because here's the pro tip. Because no convention center in St. Louis is actually any good, for one reason or another, Star City's held in Collinsville. Anytime a major card tournament is held in St. Louis, it's actually held in Collinsville, across the river. I think I've said this before, but...
Yeah.
But still, it's just it's just embarrassing. It was just I'm embarrassed to live in St. Louis. That's how I was feeling all that week, and still am a little bit. I know I'm not a part of it, but still, it just,
Right. No, I get it.
Yeah,
You're embarrassed because you are a resident who's very close to where that is.
Not that close.
But close enough that you would get embarrassed.
Yes. It is St. Louis County. It is my county. And has been well documented how segregated and how spacious St. Louis County is. Granted, That's 35-minute drive northwest of me. But still, it's still St. Louis County.
Right.
So, yeah, it's still embarrassing. But then, as I started to get over it, and I was like, oh crap, Diablo comes out next week. And I started looking at the achievements, and I was like, I really don't want to have like half the achievements of a playthrough on PS3 and then start on PS4 because it's not the same achievements. So, okay, I am going to rent Diablo and hurry up and get through it so that I can pick it up on PS4. And from Thursday night through like Tuesday, that's what I did. I just plowed every night, just hours and hours of plowing through Diablo. Because I was at the end of Act 1, starting Thursday the 21st. And by the... No, wait. No, because... oh, no, it was the... Because Diablo came out the 19th, so this would have been... Okay, so the 10th is when we recorded, so it has been 3 weeks.
10th?
Yeah, August 10th.
I remember I said at the beginning of the episode when we recorded it.
Yeah, so it has been 3 weeks. So from August 14th through August 19th, I went from the end of Act 1 all the way through killing Diablo. Spoiler.
Oh no! A game called Diablo where you kill Diablo. Shocking. Although technically you don't really kill Diablo because he's never truly dead.
Right. But, so I got through all of that. So I got through, 3+ acts in those 5 days. So then I got Diablo 4, or Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil on PS4. And first night I couldn't figure out, well, it's wanting me to start over in Act 1. And then the next night I figured out, oh, okay, well, I can just set it manually to Act 5 and just start from there. So I started playing it, had to redo my character a little bit because some of the abilities changed between...
Yeah, the version upgrade changes a lot of the abilities.
Yeah. And the force push, or whatever you want to call it, that the wizard had sucks now. So...
Well, they actually buffed a lot of other abilities to compensate.
Yeah, so like I guess the Frost Nova has no cooldown now unless you choose the extra ability that freezes them longer and adds the cooldown. Or it has a much lower cooldown, and then I started using the Blizzard attack. But yeah, so I mean once I got through, I'm halfway through Act 5, and then I was like, man, I've played Diablo nonstop for a full week. It was Sunday, I was off, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be working around Madden release. So let's actually prepare a little bit for one of these Walmart midnights and let me go rent a copy of Madden.
Okay.
So, of course, I rented the PS4 version Saturday. And then Sunday, the whatever stupid internet group decided that we're just going to deny a service. PlayStation Network, Battle.net, League of Legends.
Yeah, I heard Live went down briefly as well.
Well, see, that was the thing. So that afternoon, I was like, oh, well, I'll go get an Xbox copy. I'll rent an Xbox copy because I can do that.
Yeah.
So then I went and rented the Xbox copy only to get home and for Live to be down. Or at least not sign in.
Yeah.
Couldn't play online.
Yeah, essentially.
So it's like, oh gosh darn it. It's like, I don't want to play Diablo, so I'm sitting there going through the metric ton of downloaded games I have on the Xbox. Because I was like, I don't want to start Deus Ex. I really don't want to play an RPG right now. I've been doing an RPG nonstop for a week, so I want something that's not an RPG.
Well, to be fair, Diablo and Deus Ex are very opposite ends of the spectrum for RPGs.
Right, and I mean, I could have done DLC for Kingdoms of Amalur. I mean, it was just like,
Right.
I want something that's not an RPG. I want a palate cleanser.
Right. Okay.
So, I landed on Nicktoons MLB. And I was
Yeah, it's about as far away from an RPG as I think you can get.
Yeah, it is. And it was kind of like, well, I sold my baseball game already when I could still get $40 in credit for it. So I didn't have my PS4 baseball game. I sold it. And it was like, well, I got this for $3 at Christmas time. It was on sale for $3 at Christmas, the download.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's boot this up. And yeah, it's a reskin. It's the Bigs reskin with Nicktoons characters, sure. Let's play Cardinals versus Rangers, sure. Rematch of the World Series. Yeah, okay, so we got to take turns picking Nicktoons characters. Okay, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we play the game, and it defaults to easy in 5 innings. And as long as you're not a little kid and you're competent at managing a throwing meter to throw a baseball pitch, you can pretty much no-hit the CPU with barely trying.
Okay.
And same thing goes with the hitting. And in one game, I think I beat the CPU 18-0 and got 200 achievement points.
Yep. That's what I would expect from a knockoff game like that.
Had I set the game to 9 innings, I could have gotten another 100+ achievement points. Because you have to throw
there you go.
You have to throw 9 innings for the no-hitter and whatever achievements.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, okay, that was dumb fun. But so then so now we're up to last Monday, the 26th or 25th, 26th, and a bunch of stuff came out. Of course, first was Madden.
Yeah.
So with Madden, I picked it up at the midnight. I installed it, and they were like, "Oh, pre-order codes aren't working on PS4. Don't enter them." Okay, so I started Madden Ultimate Team. I did some of the default stuff there. I played the CPU some. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday night comes. Well, pre-orders are still effed up. Okay, I play some more at the CPU. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Wednesday comes and they're like, okay, pre-orders work now. Woohoo! Well, I've got 4 codes here to put in, so let's put them in. I put in my codes, and 2 of my special packs don't show up.
Huh.
So then I have to get on my computer and file a trouble ticket with EA.
Okay.
Because I didn't get all the stuff I should have.
Right.
And spoiler alert, today I booted it up and they were there. Even though I didn't get an email saying the ticket had been resolved or whatever, but whatever, it's fixed, hopefully. Now we'll see what happens, because by my calculations, I should have 8 free packs each of the next 4 weeks. But we will see if I actually get said packs.
Right.
Because I actually took a video of me redeeming the codes. You can't see the actual codes redeemed, but you can see the splash screen saying, "Congratulations, here's your code. This is what it gets you." So I just watched that video, and I should get 8 packs. I think I got 8 packs when I redeemed them all, and that was essentially week 1. So I should get 8 packs a week for the next 4 weeks. And then the 5 weeks after that, I should get 3 a week. So we'll see if I actually get it. We'll see what happens later this week.
Yeah.
So
hopefully it works.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, I need to play some more games for the show. So I booted up real quick Infamous First Light, which is the standalone game for Infamous on PS4 by Sucker Punch. And much like Festival of Blood, you're not required to have played at all or own Infamous Second Son to be able to play the separate game. although you do get some bonuses if you have an infamous save.
Yeah. Such as?
There are, well, okay, so half the game is, or 2/3 of the game is a flashback of Fetch, the Neon character from Second Son. It is her backstory. So you pick up when her and her brother are in Seattle, tragic events happen, and then you play all the stuff that led up to her capture. That all this stuff is 2 years before Second Son. So you're playing her life in Seattle right up until she's captured. And then fast forward 2 years, and then that's when Second Son happens.
Yeah.
The other third of this game, and it introduces it to you really weird because it's doing the flashback thing, but then it's like, okay, you need to learn to control your powers. So here's this huge battle arena with all this virtual enemies, and yeah, this is where you're going to learn how to use your powers.
Okay.
And it's full of all these different levels that have high scores to try to beat, and as you play more of these, more unlock, including the ones where you play as Delson, which are the ones you get only if you have a Second Son save.
Okay.
And yeah, so combat arenas. Did not really expect that in this game. I mean, I guess thematically it makes sense because the facility where all of the conduits were kept was supposed to be like, if we can successfully break them, we train them to be, our soldiers.
Yeah.
So let's, if we can successfully control them, let's train them how to use their powers. I mean, that makes sense, but it's just like, kind of like Jeff Gertzman was like, it was just like, really, combat arenas?
Yeah. Weird.
And I mean, it's just, Festival of Blood was really cool. The setting made sense. The powers were all new because it was vampire, and I mean, they were all different, and it just felt really special. Whereas this is, okay.
Yeah, you're getting a subset of the neon powers from the main game.
Yeah. And Fetch was the best character, I think, even more than Delson in Second Son. I mean, the neon powers were the best ones to use. But, it's just kind of like, I pre-ordered this, and I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. But it's just like, it doesn't feel special. Like, it's not as good as Festival of Blood. Not by a long shot.
Right.
I mean, if you've played Second Son, okay, this is cool. But this isn't like, would I rather had that $15 to get Transistor or Child of Light that were on sale this weekend for PAX? Yes. Like it, yeah. But it's not bad, but it's not great.
Right. Okay.
All right, so then I played to get ready for the show. I was like, well, I probably need to download this and play this. So it was Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5.
Oh, yep. Yep, finished up that last episode on PC as well.
Yeah, no.
It's a hell of an ending.
Yeah, it's a crazy ending, and you didn't realize at first, and we talked about it before the show, there's actually 3 different endings to that game, and then there's 2 different subsets of those endings.
Yeah. So it's technically six endings?
There's 3 core endings, and then they're modified one of 2 ways.
Yeah. That's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Now the question becomes, if they do a Season 3, which is highly likely that they will, are they really going to keep focusing on Clementine?
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, because then you have to decide what's the canon ending.
Yeah.
And apparently, I don't know what the percentage was on PC. You and I chose the same ending.
Yeah.
What was the percentage on PC?
I don't remember the exact numbers. It was.
I mean, ballpark.
It wasn't. I really don't remember.
Okay, on PS3.
It was kind of low though.
On PS3, it was 10%.
It might have been a little higher than that, but not a lot.
Yeah, and I thought that to be weird.
Yeah, I mean that was the part that made more sense, is to actually do what most people did not do.
Right.
It's like, well, this situation ain't good. This person's going to kill this other person, so you make your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I will definitely say, because the disc copy comes out in October, apparently. Which is weird, because that comes out in October, and then like 2 weeks later on Call of Duty Day is the disc copy of Wolf Among Us. It just seems weird to me. I don't know why they don't just put both out the same day.
Well, I don't know.
Because both games are done.
I don't know why
Walking Dead
Wolf Among Us is later than...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that doesn't make sense either.
It doesn't make sense why they would take longer to put Wolf Among Us on disc, ship it out and everything else, than it would take to put Walking Dead on disc. That doesn't track.
And just put them both out the same day.
I understand why they wouldn't put them out the same day. I understand that, because you're technically cannibalizing your own sales.
But putting the Wolf Among Us out against Call of Duty...
It's as far away from Call of Duty as you can get.
The same day?
No, the gameplay is as far away from Call of Duty as you can get.
Right, but...
It's not going to matter what day it's on.
Trust me, for somebody that was trying to find Metro at Target on Madden Day, it's not exactly a good idea to be opposite a huge game like that. Because, let's just say, Target's planogram has no spot for Metro, because, Madden's taking up all 10 spots of our new release section. We'll just leave those copies in the electronics overstock, and then somebody who actually wants the game has to go on the website to verify that they have it, and then ask somebody, well, your website says you have it, and then hopefully you get a worker that's competent at their job and is like, yeah, that's in the overstock section, let me go get it for you. It doesn't just say, well, it's not out here, so we don't have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the head PR person for Deep Silver was not amused when I told her my story over Twitter on trying to get Metro at Target. And the reason was I had trading credit at Target. I was spending the last of my credit. I have Metro, but I didn't play it, so that's why I didn't talk about it. I do own it.
Yeah. Looking forward to playing that one, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start with 2033, and I'm going to play it in the Last Light rules, and they've changed that whole game around. They combined all the levels to where they flow better and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
I wonder if they did that for the PC version of the original.
Yes. You can buy the upgrade.
What do you mean buy the upgrade?
You can pay whatever and upgrade your Metro 23 or Last Light on PC to the Redux version.
Huh. Okay. All right, then. I guess I'll stick with PC.
Yeah. Well, it's only on PC and PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. I was thinking maybe I'd have to wait and get the entire thing on either Xbox One or PS4.
No.
But, yeah, might as well just keep it all on PC then.
Yep.
I don't know how good graphics are going to be, because my graphics card's not that good. But, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. The big thing with that is all the touches they did, especially with 2033.
Yeah, yeah.
They brought it into the Last Light engine. All the levels flow better. They combine levels into one level a lot of the times. you can play the game with either the 2033 settings or the last light settings. That depends how much ammo's there. I mean, they have all the different hardcore and ranger modes and everything options. So they did a lot of work on 2033. I mean, they did some work on Last Light. Basically, Last Light, they add some of the different difficulties. You can play Last Light in the 2033 mode where ammo's super scarce.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Anything
but
else?
nothing else playing, but just
still one more story. Yeah.
2 more. So,
okay.
co-worker's dad passed away, so I went to the visitation for that last night, and then today before I go to work, I check my mail, and apparently I have a roughly $65 fine from the wonderful folks that run the Chicago, Illinois toll roads. And I called my friend that I stayed with, who's from the area originally, and he started looking up. And apparently the main exits before the convention center where the Magic Grand Prix in Chicago was held, that is a brand new exit that has only been there for a couple of years, and that is one of 4 tolls in the entire state of Illinois that does not have a cash option. And the fact that it's even a toll as you exit, they don't exactly make clear.
Yeah, it's very fuzzy as to whether that's what's going on.
But
from what you said,
well, that is what's going on because my friend took the invoice number or whatever on the.
No, I mean visually.
Right, visually, yeah, you have no idea that you're exiting and you have to pay a toll to get off at that exit. Like, there is not really any signs that indicate that at all. And this is coming from the south of the convention center, which just about anybody from St. Louis or Southern Illinois or whatever is going to be coming that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was kind of sucky to see in the mailbox. And then my friend started researching it, and it shows the time. Sure enough, I exited Friday afternoon when I got there for that last, sealed grinder, and then I got docked Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, because it's essentially like $22 or whatever, 21. Whatever a violation, and and it took them over a week to 10 days to mail the thing, and the thing says, oh, if you don't pay this in 14 days, the fine triples.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so wonderful, wonderful Illinois. You wonder why everybody who's ever lived in Southern Illinois hates Chicago. That's part of the reason right there.
Yeah.
So just beware if you're going to Chicago, because I was looking up stories today, like somebody from Ohio drove through Chicago to go to Yellowstone and even paid went to the website and actually paid the toll, and then they were like, no, you didn't pay the toll, and tried to get thousands of dollars from him. And the Chicago Tribune had to go to bat for him to get his toll wiped out.
Yeah.
But the problem is, for me, is I was paying in cash, and that's one of the 4 tolls that can't do cash in the entire state.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
Yeah. Just happens to be the main exit south of probably the largest convention center in Chicago, or one of the largest, and it also has a huge shopping mall, restaurant area, and movie theater.
Oh yeah, no, that could only be an absolute coincidence.
Yeah, sure.
Couldn't be on purpose or anything like that. No, heavens no.
Perish the thought.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been my 3 weeks.
Yeah, but thankfully you don't have to worry about the fines now.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So that's dealt with at least.
That has been dealt with. So it's still just, you get your mail today as you're going to work.
Yeah.
Deposit some checks because you got to pay your rent, and you got this Chicago tollway. What the?
Yeah, it kind of puts puts a damper on the rest of the day, yeah.
Yeah. So, Steven, what have you been playing?
Alright, do you want to go old school, or do you want to go really old school first? Because we could go both.
Let's go new-ish school first.
Alright, we'll wrap around all the way to the really old school stuff at the very end. Alright, so once again, played some Walking Dead, finished up the last episode. Not really much else to say other than, damn, that was an ending.
Yeah.
I think they kind of looped back around just enough for me to say that it was a good season. Not as good as first season, because there is very little that can top that. But it did loop around and make me go, okay, it wasn't a bad season. It just sort of felt a little aimless for what their goal was. They didn't have a concrete goal like in the first season. To go south, hit the ocean, and get on a boat at first. And then when that fell through, it's like, okay, well, what do we do now? Yeah, it didn't quite have that complete through line like it did in the first season. So, but like I said, it looped back around just enough that, okay, alright. But I don't know that I would want to play a third season. I think I'm kind of good with where they're going to leave it right with this season. Potentially, at least. Depending on where exactly they're going to go with the third season, if they're going to do a third season. But, yeah, it's pretty likely. It's one of their biggest moneymakers, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I was playing a ton of Hearthstone, where I decided, you know what? Blizzard, you made an amazingly awesome card game. I'm gonna throw you $20 to unlock all the rest of the Curse of Naxxramas wings. And I did. And I played through all 5 wings.
Oh dear.
What?
Nothing. It's just like,
oh,
wow.
Dear, what?
Nothing. It's just, wow.
No, the wings aren't that long. There's like 3 total bosses, or 4.
Right. I got stuck on the 3rd boss, and it was just like, of the first one, it was just like, okay.
Like the tooltips constantly tell you, oh, you're probably going to have to build a deck specifically to take out these bosses.
Yeah.
And unless you have like 2 or 3 custom decks that are tricked out with various stuff, yeah, you're going to have to build a deck specifically for those bosses. However, my mage deck, which I've had for a very long time and consistently tweaked with higher power level cards as I got them, is pretty strong against a lot of those bosses. So it wasn't really that much of a problem. And then the rest of them I just took out with with my standard priest deck that I've been running for a while and slowly tricking out left and right. So I had all this gold lying around that I had kind of not much to do with, because I had like over 750 gold at that point. Because I was like, well, maybe I use it to unlock the Naxxramas wing that's up next, but nah, I like the game enough, I'll pay the $20. So I had 700 gold to buy a ton of packs with. And I'll be damned if I did not get gold cards on a daily basis for like 3 days. Some gold blues, gold purples. It was pretty nice.
Cool.
So I got a ton of really nice cards from those, from that 700 gold that I had sitting there. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I'm gonna get I'm rank 16 at 3 stars, and so I'm gonna get my new card back when I log in next. Get my nice blue ice colored card back. And that'll probably be my card back from now until I find any absolutely amazing card back that I like better. Because at the moment I was using the card back from not last month, but the 1 month before, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
The rainbow back.
Yeah.
which I was like, the rainbow back's a little better than the standard original back. So I was like, okay, I'll use that one. But yeah, this ice blue one's real nice. I like that one. So yes, card backs. I know it's very exciting. But yeah. That's pretty much it for Hearthstone. I've just been doing the challenges, getting the gold each time I get enough to have all 3 at once. So not really much else to say about that. I guess we'll save the Nintendo stuff for the last. We'll head over to 360 now. Going old school, in terms of Call of Duty at least. I played some Call of Duty Black Ops 2 with the Ragtag group.
You're not the only one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The Black Ops games stores, the GameStop stores are having a hard time keeping those in stock. Did you know that Black Ops 2 is now $35 used and Black Ops 1 is $30 used?
Huh. So I'm guessing that's higher than it was before.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because can't keep them in stock because people are...
Gee, I wonder why. With, ghosts being so not great and all.
Right, exactly.
And only doing 1 or 2 things correctly, but a billion things wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a trend of, this Call of Duty's bad, go back to the old one, but then there's still a lot of people...
but not like this.
Right.
This was really dramatic when it happened.
Yes. Yeah, this is
the number of people playing Ghosts dropped to almost nothing. Just
for Call of Duty.
So quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has lots of problems, which I understand why people would go back to a game that had a lot less problems than that.
Yep.
But now that I've played Ghosts and went back to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, there are some problems with Black Ops 2 that I noticed that Ghosts does not have.
Which is...
like the hit detection.
Right, which is why Black Ops 1 is actually the harder one to find, and why it's had the biggest jump in price.
Yeah, Black Ops 1 was definitely a better game overall.
Yeah.
Just for hit detection, the net code was really good at that point as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So they made like 2 or 3 good advances with the engine, and then took like 20 steps backwards for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, hopefully Advanced Warfare doesn't fall into this problem.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a little more excited about Advanced Warfare.
Did you pre-order so you can get your Day Zero edition?
Not yet. But I probably will. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah, I can't do Call of Duty this year just for the sheer fact that I'll probably end up being by my lonesome on PS4. I mean, maybe 4. Although, I don't know if
yeah, I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not sure if I will 100% pre-order it. Because what system am I going to get it on? Am I going to just wait and try and get it on one of the new systems? Or do I just get it on 360 like I've been doing?
Right.
I'm really unsure.
I also, 2 weeks after that, have $180 to pay for a Dragon Age Collector's Edition and a Dragon Age Collector's Edition guide, so...
Yeah. Yeah, well...
And then there's $60... I have 40 down, but I'll have like 60 or so dollars I have to pay for Persona Q Collector's Edition.
Oh, you got the collector's one on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the sheer fact that even though I didn't own a Vita when Persona 4 Golden came out,
right,
that collector's edition now sealed is $300.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, no, the bonuses for the Persona Q collector's edition were just enticing enough that I was like, I think I might want to pre-order this. Went and looked, and it was sold out in every place online. So I was like, well, all right, whatever, never mind.
Okay, yeah, so they did cut that off. All right, yeah.
Yeah, no, they didn't leave it open for very long.
They said by mid-July, but even towards the end of July, it was still available. But I guess, it's cut
eventually,
off now.
yeah, they ran out because there was only a certain amount that they could create. Yeah, it's not available now, unless you're really, really lucky and find one.
Good luck.
I don't know. I was just like, well, those tarot cards are cool. I'd be okay with that. That's a nice little bonus.
Yeah, the stinky thing is, though, to get the full set, you also have to buy
Ultimax.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other half are in that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to get Persona Q and you like Persona 4 characters enough, you're probably going to wind up getting all Ultimax as well anyway.
I've got Arena, the download, when it was on sale at Christmas for like $8-10, and all I've played is the tutorials. So like, I need to play that first.
I know. I'm just those who are extremely into fighting games.
Yeah, I need to play Arena. I need to play Ultra.
Yeah.
I need to hook up damn Fight Stick and play fighting games.
Yeah. Well, I only played like one night of Black Ops 2. And then I haven't played a Call of Duty game in weeks.
That's got to be a first in forever.
Proud of myself. Proud of myself not playing any Call of Duty game for a while. Past at least 2 weeks.
But I have a feeling that you went to your other shooter of choice.
A little bit, because I played a lot of Borderlands 2. Whole lot of Borderlands 2.
Hey, that's probably the only game I'm getting in October, so...
Yeah, for sequel. I really hope I'm not disappointed with that.
By the way, do we know what they gave away at their panel yesterday at PAX Prime?
Probably season passes?
I don't know. I've not,
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't check.
Yeah, but
it's probably season passes, though.
Probably, since they announced it there, but...
Yeah.
Hey, PAX East! Woo woo!
Yeah, I'm quite okay with getting that game for free. Because that will tell me whether I actually want the season pass or not.
And I got it for free-ish?
And you paid a very reduced cost, but you still paid a cost.
Yeah. Mark Meir.
What?
The only reason I had to pay is because I was in line to get an autograph from him when he wasn't even there.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, I would have went to the theater and saved a seat for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, still, the original Borderlands 2, plugging away with Wandering Storms, my cousin. We are level 49 apiece with our Necromancer and Assassin. I'm the Necromancer and he's the Assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting real close to that 50 mark. Mm-hmm. And we're just at the point where we've been to Opportunity. And now we're heading up to the Control Core.
Okay.
So that'll tell people where we are. But then I was also playing enough extra to start leveling up my Psycho Krieg. With a little bit of help from Scott.
Okay.
So I'm 2 levels higher on my Psycho than I was before. And I was also using him as a mule to pass some really kick-ass equipment down to my Necromancer and my cousin's Assassin. So that way we didn't have too few awesome things when we hit level 50. Mm-hmm. So now we got some level 50 stuff waiting for us.
Okay.
It's pretty good stuff, too. Can't wait. So yeah, just been playing a lot of that. But of course, I found some time to fit in 1 or 2 bouts of Minecraft for Xbox Live Arcade.
Okay.
Mostly just hunting ender pearls, because I finally found the location of the end portal.
Xbox One version and certification.
Yeah. I'm so torn, though. I don't know which console I need to get. I know I need to get one of them, but I don't know which one. all this transference of my saves and everything else I can do from Xbox One, but then I get a bunch of cool, much better freebies if I went to PlayStation. And there's more games right now that I would want to play on PlayStation, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just mostly trying to get Ender Pearls, just because now that I know where the end portal is, I know I need 9 more Ender Pearls, I want to say. Or Eye of Enders, I mean. To fill it out and finally go through the portal for the very first time. Because I've still never encountered the Ender Dragon. That's about it for that. Other than just running around trying to gain levels to enchant stuff. Because magic. It's kick-ass. Not only when it's a card game, but when it's enchanting items.
Yep.
It's awesome. Alright, then we'll switch to the game that I was playing last night instead of doing the show. I started playing AirMech Arena for Xbox Live Arcade. A free-to-play MOBA-esque strategy game?
Okay.
I guess is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
It's got creeps like a MOBA, which randomly spawn from one of your bases. But it's also a strategy game, kind of like Halo Wars, a little bit.
Okay.
It definitely gives me the Halo Wars vibe, because there are set bases around the map that are neutral, and you can take them over, and you can then that gives you the option to spawn your units from that base and create a movement forward across the map to take out your opponent's base. So it was definitely getting that vibe. You're playing as the titular AirMech, a aircraft of some type that converts into a mech, a la BattleTech, I want to say was the anime, where the airplanes turned into robots.
Robotech.
Robotech, that was what it was. Couldn't remember the name.
Awesome PS2 game, by the way.
I never played it. I saw some reviews and I got scared of it, so I never decided that I wanted to play it.
Well, it's a good game. At least for the time. I've not played it in forever. But at the time, it was a good game.
Yeah, we'll talk about games we haven't played in forever in a little bit. But yeah, AirMech Arena, it's free to play, so no cost. The only thing I've played so far is the challenges, which are kind of like tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten through 14 challenges, basically teaching myself how to play the game. But it's really not that complicated. I've already gotten enough stars in the challenges that I got 2 achievements already. So, and then once I finish the tutorial, that'll give me another achievement. And then if I can get every one of the stars, that'll give me another achievement. So, we'll see if I can get all the achievements for the challenges. But I'm enjoying my time with it so far. I'm definitely going to go back to it. It hasn't really shown too much of the free-to-playness of it just yet, but I have a feeling that's because I haven't tried to play actual games of it just yet. So, can't really speak to how the free-to-play is implemented in that just yet. But I'll probably have more next episode. Alright, and then on to the game that took up the majority of my time since last episode, because every day I've been Peggle 2-ing. So Peggle 2 for Xbox Live Arcade on 360. It was what was it, like $6 or $7 a month ago or something?
It was half off, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? It's Peggle. I'll buy it. I know I'm gonna like it. And guess what? It's Peggle. And I like it a lot. That I've been playing nearly every single day. Oh, Peggle 2. It, the one the two downsides so far that I've noticed. It doesn't quite have the variety of Peggle Masters as the first game, which is kind of a shame because there's kind of only one or two of the Peggle Masters in this game that I actually like. There's Bjorn, the unicorn.
Yeah.
Jeff, I want to say mountain troll.
Okay.
Berg, the kind of like abominable snowman yeti thing. Gnorman, the gnome inside a robot suit. And I want to say Luna, the ghost girl. And 5 is not that many Peggle Masters. It's really kind of a small subset. And I mean, each of the powers is very different from everyone else in the game, but there are kind of equivalents to the previous game, essentially. The only really new one is Norman's Ubervolt, which electrifies 3 pegs. 3 pegs closest to whatever peg you hit. So it's very good at getting quick multipliers going. And that's kind of the only one I can think. Well, no, actually, that's kind of, now that I think about it, it's kind of similar to the Squid Girl from Peggle Knights and her power, which was also electricity based. Although her power was way more broad, shall we say? Because her power was, it creates a line of lightning down through the pegs all the way to the bucket from wherever you hit and launch the ball from. But yeah, there's definitely potentials for much higher multipliers now with some of the new Peggle Masters. Because I've already had a couple times where I've scored like over 1 million points on some of the boards. So, new stuff that they've done in this version. Each Peggle board has 3 objectives, and these are optional, so you don't have to do them. One of them is always an ace score. One of them is always clear all the pegs. And one of them is a random other thing that they've decided, like do 2 long shots, get a mad skills bonus, get 2 Uber discharges for something like Norman's Ubervolt. So if you get a certain number of hits with Norman's Ubervolt, you'll get a discharge bonus, kind of thing. So there's stuff that specifically references the Peggle Masters. But yeah, it can be pretty much anything. Then there's also trials, which they're kind of like extra bonus challenges, kind of like what the Peggle challenges in the first game were. They give you a scenario, and they ask you to do this thing in that scenario. So whether it's score over a certain amount, like over 500,000 or over 750,000, or score below 175,000, clear all the pegs, all the orange pegs, and they've given you like 45 orange pegs instead of your normal 25. It's basically it's just kind of very similar to the challenge stuff from the first game. So there's trials for every single one of the worlds that they give you, which there's 1 world for every one of the Peggle Masters, and there's 10 Peggle boards in each one, and then there's 1 final one, which is basically outer space. And then there's trials along with that one as well. I've reached the space section, So I've completed all the Peggle Masters trials. I've completed nearly all the Peggle Masters optional objectives for their boards. I'm doing a lot in this game. Got nearly all the achievements except for it's like 5 or 6 of them that I don't have. But yeah, it's still so good. If it wasn't for the fact that there was so few Peggle Masters, though, it would be an even better game. But I do like the fact that the Peggle Masters have very different effects for their powers. So, there's not really much else to say because it's Peggle. You hit the pegs, you hit the orange pegs, you clear all the orange pegs, you win. So there's really not much else to say about it. Alright, then we'll swing back to the Nintendo stuff. Last of the repeats that I've been playing was Pokemon Y on 3DS. While playing the next game that we're talking about in a minute, I was traded my Joltik that I had been wanting for a very long time from Scott. So thanks to him for getting me that Joltik. And now I've just been leveling him up to try and get him to level 50 so Scott and I can do some double battles.
Okay.
And that's about it for Pokemon Y. Although I have decided I'm probably going to switch out at least one of my other Pokemon as well. So that way I have some kind of resistance to electricity.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely considering putting in a dragon that's ground dragon.
Okay.
I don't know. It's there's a ground dragon. It looks kind of cool. I might go with him, but his stats are kind of weird, so I don't know yet.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for 3DS, and now we're gonna go to a system I haven't played in probably over a year and a half now, at least. I played a game on the Wii.
Okay.
From the GameCube. So it was a GameCube game emulated on the Wii. I played some fantasy.
Is this the GameCube disc or is this?
Yes, it was the GameCube disc.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was the original GameCube disc of Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2.
You can still play that online, or is this?
No. This was just local. Me and Scott. We were. He wanted to invite me over, so I came over, and he wanted to know what to play. He offered me some choices, and I was like, I haven't played Phantasy Star Online in forever. Like 10 years plus I haven't played that game.
Yeah.
And it came out 12 years ago, essentially.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, I loved that game at the time. Why not? Man, that game is rough now. Just because there have been so many games that are so much better control-wise.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics aren't even the worst part of it. It's just the controls. That's the bigger issue. Because the way it was laid out originally, you don't have any control over the camera other than center it behind my back.
Right.
And that's it.
Okay.
Which, nowadays, is really, really hard to deal with. And the fact that the enemies can spawn behind you at a moment's notice, unless you're paying attention to that radar, it gets really hard to keep yourself alive.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the opening area. So yeah, I went back and started a brand new character because I didn't have any... I didn't have my data with me from my old characters. And even if I had my data from my old characters, I wouldn't have remembered anything about what the hell to do with that character.
Right.
Because it has been probably at least 10 years since I've played that game. Probably even more than that, because I don't remember exactly when I stopped playing. But yeah, it's those controls just, they're real rough. If it wasn't for that, it would still hold up really well. I actually would love to see them do a sequel to that game.
Oh, you mean
in a
like
in much more modern style
You mean
for consoles.
You mean Phantasy Star Online 2, the game that was completed in English but then never released here?
Yeah, I know.
And then people tried to hack it into English?
But of course, that is only for PC.
Well, right, but
I'm more interested in something along the lines on consoles.
Yeah,
because there is a spark of something really good in that game. And it could have turned into something that was as big as Diablo.
Right, but
if they had done a little bit of work on it.
Or if Sega wasn't incompetent.
Yeah, there is that, yeah. I mean, they just don't leverage the stuff that they actually have in the way they should.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's still something there. And if they could have just capitalized on that by creating new console versions of the game. Hell, even if they did just like an HD update with brand new controls. I mean, that would be alright with me.
Yeah, but they have a completed game on PC that they won't release, so why expect them to spend the money to develop a console one?
I know, but it would be another game that they could bring out again. It would be another HD re-release that would probably be pretty well received because there was a lot of people who loved that game.
And Sega has done how many HD re-releases?
Not too many for games as big as Phantasy Star Online Episode 1.
They've done like Ultimate Sonic, Ultimate Genesis Collection.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
It's not many, yeah.
No.
It's unfortunate. They have a lot of IP that they could be using, but they just don't seem to do anything with it.
Just don't F up Persona. Because they own Atlas now.
Oh, but I mean, they're giving Atlas their freedom, so hopefully that's going to be enough.
Hopefully.
But so far, we haven't seen anything that says otherwise. But yeah. So yeah, I played that for a couple hours. I got my character up to, I think, level 7. And then that was it. There was time to stop and trade Pokemon and go home. So, yeah, it's pretty much all the stuff that I've been playing. 12-year-old game, and mostly repeats, and it's mostly games that I've already played and talked about in other forms, like Peggle 2, which is essentially Peggle 1, but with a little bit more graphics to it. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I've been playing. Well, what would you like to do next?
Oh, let's do the coming soon for September.
All right. So, what games are coming in September?
All right, well, this week, I'm going to go ahead and mention this because I think this is a noteworthy enough PC release. We generally don't do PC releases, but Sims 4 comes out on PC this week as we're recording this, tomorrow as we're recording this.
Okay.
You also have Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate for all the systems. And when I say all the systems, I mean every console but Wii U, unless I specifically say Wii U.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, Wii U is not a big priority for pretty much everybody except Nintendo.
Yep, but there's one third-party release for it this month, which I will mention when it comes up.
Okay.
And one Nintendo, I guess Nintendo's second party, technically, because it's not made by Nintendo, but Nintendo's funding it, and it's Nintendo IP, so close enough to second party to me to say second party.
Okay.
But that's later. Alright, yeah, so Sims 4 Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. That's what you got this week. So September 9th, however, has got some bigger titles. You have Destiny and NHL 15.
Okay. Yeah, Destiny. It's definitely one of the big releases of the month.
Of the whole year.
Yes. It's pretty big,
yes.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Trust me, it is. Then moving...
I'm kind of getting more hyped for that too, yeah.
Hopefully I'll get to play with Thor some and everything, and
But again, I still have no idea what system I should get it on because I don't know.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land, whereas I'm...
Yeah, I know. You have both systems, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't have Xbox One.
Oh, okay, right.
I'm just getting it on PS4.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you had an Xbox One. I don't know why.
No.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't remember why I thought you still had that. I don't know.
One system I don't have besides a Wii. I have a Wii U.
Yeah. I don't know what made me think you had that.
I have no idea. I honestly don't.
Huh.
Alright, anyway. September 16th kind of takes a week off, but you have Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution for PS3 and 360.
Yeah, I gotta try that demo. I have it downloaded, but I haven't done anything with it.
And you have Fairy Fencer F for PS3.
Who's a what now?
Fairy Fencer F.
Okay.
Some JRPG that makes me wonder if it's going to be as creepy and weird as Akiba Strip.
Nothing can be that creepy.
I would think not, but...
not after looking at that quick look of that game.
Yeah, Conception is looking at it from a distance, because Conception 2 can get a little weird, but it's not that weird. Although
with Star Children and Cups, yeah. A little bit.
Star Children and yeah.
Little weird.
Yeah. Alright, September 23rd, that's kind of the, we'll say, I don't know, second or third biggest day of the month. Probably second, considering FIFA for everything.
Yeah. That's a big release whenever it happens.
And Disney Infinity 2.0 for everything plus Wii U.
Yeah.
Then you have
also big.
You have a couple of PS3 JRPGs, R. Nosurgi Ode to an Unborn Star, and I think this is actually a fighting series, Arcana Heart 3 Love Max.
Arcana Hearts. I want to say you're right. It is a fighting game.
I think that's a female-only fighting game.
Series. Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah.
The first one came out on PS3 and 360. I didn't even know. I guess the sequel.
I think the second one came out on PS2.
No, they've all been They've all been the last gen. They've all been at least PS3.
No. There's definitely one that was on PS2. Okay. I remember that specifically.
Okay, I don't know.
There's definitely one.
I don't know. Whatever. September 26th is also Friday the 26th is the other Wii U game coming out, and that is Hyrule Warriors.
Funny thing is, I think I actually own that Arcana Hearts game for the PS2.
Okay. But Hyrule Warriors...
I'll have to go look.
Okay. Alright,
but yeah.
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors, yeah.
That'll be my first... Hopefully I'll have enough money to get that at Christmas, maybe. That will be the first Dynasty Warriors game I ever play.
Along with a lot of other people.
I played that 99 Hearts or...
99 Nights?
Yes, the original 99 Nights on 360, which is a similar style game. So that's the only one I've played that is of that style.
Yeah.
So September...
Yeah, but I mean, this Hyrule Warriors is definitely going to be the introduction for a lot of people to that style of game.
Yeah. Alright, so September 30th has gotten fairly crowded over the last month or so. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor comes out for all the systems.
Yeah, didn't they bump that up?
Yes. That was originally... Yeah. October has pretty much died out now. November is just the death month. Everything is in November.
Well, if it's not in September, yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of stuff's bailed out of October and what's bailed out. I mean, literally, your local GameStop is most likely going to do somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 midnights in November.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So September 30th, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, Forza Horizon 2 for Xbox One and 360. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for PS3 and 360.
Yep, there's Ultimax.
Crimes and Punishment Sherlock Holmes for everything.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's Crimes and Punishments. Both plural.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Natural Doctrine for PS3 and PS4.
Okay, any idea what that's about?
No.
Okay.
And Falling Skies the Game for PS3 and 360. That's based off the
based off the
TV show.
Yeah, the TV show.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized that name. I was like, where do I know that name from? Yeah, TV show, yeah.
All right, moving on to handhelds, and yet another month where there's more Vita games than 3DS.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Again. It's
All right.
becoming a trend. So this week is Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair.
Okay.
This is the second Danganronpa game.
Yeah.
They're trapped on a tropical island this time instead of trapped in a school building.
Yeah, okay. Because why not be on a tropical island
And
with a homicidal bear?
And there's a nice female version of him, too. Like, polar opposite, whatever, that he beats up all the time.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Just going to let that hang.
Yeah. September 9th, nothing. Absolutely nothing. September 16th, Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call.
Yeah. If you need more Final Fantasy music.
Yep.
For your 3DS, there you go.
Yeah, 3DS only. September 23rd, FIFA 15 on both systems.
Huh.
The first sports game 3DS has seen in ages.
A long time, yeah.
First one Vita's seen in a while that wasn't made by Sony.
True.
Although I guess they've done a FIFA almost every year on Vita.
I guess it sells big enough.
In Europe, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
And
maybe even in Japan too.
Yeah. Arcana Heart 3 Love Max is also a Vita game.
Okay.
And then September 30th, you have Natural Doctrine for Vita, and Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus Limited Edition for Vita.
Okay. Any clue on that one?
It's an NIS JRPG game.
Okay, well, that's a little more information than I had before.
That's the only way to get it physically, because, it's like you can either download it, or if you want the physical copy, you have to buy this limited edition with soundtrack and whatever else.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay. Well.
Busier than August, but...
A little bit, yeah.
Not going to be as busy as November, but maybe even busier than... October's... I don't know.
No,
October's thinning out.
There's still some big games, though.
Yeah, there's still some. I think we have enough time here. Why don't we get the NPDs for July done?
Yeah, I think we can do it before time is up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do the NPDs for what month?
July.
I know you just said it, but I completely blanked.
Now it's that time of the month that causes gamers worldwide to be crabby and irrational. No, it's not PMS. It's NPD.
All right, hit me with the numbers.
Okay, this is all retail stuff, remember, so downloads don't account for these numbers.
Right. Which is why they're slowly being less and less useful.
I don't want to get into the argument right now of the Midwest doesn't have internet, as I stress.
But they're less useful than they have been in the past.
There's still the majority of sales that as long as it's not PC.
Yeah.
PC, yeah, 90% of it's digital, but
Yeah.
the slice of the PC pie overall is not as much as console and handheld, and it's not the digital still is not, you know. There's a reason why Minecraft on disc is in the top 10 every month.
Well, yeah, because you can play it on your console.
Well, right, but it was available.
And little kids can get it too.
It was available on console for months, but it didn't. I mean, it sold well, but not to the degree it has now because you couldn't get it on a disc.
Well, now it's on multiple consoles.
Well, right, and multiple discs. So, all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, the sales overall were up 16% over last year. Now, software was down overall 15%, but the crazy thing is new launch titles, so basically like new July releases were down 70% over last July. So games that released in July were down 70%, and overall software was down 15%. That's largely attributed to there being no NCAA football.
That's probably correct, yeah.
But the reason sales are overall up is because hardware sales literally doubled to almost 200 million. Hardware is up 100% over last year.
Well, I think the price drop for Xbox One definitely helped.
That helped, but PlayStation 4 is still number one.
Oh, yeah, no.
For the 7th consecutive month.
They did it right when they came out of the gate.
Let's see here. Next-gen software sales, they were by far they sold the most software of the next-gen consoles. They've accounted for more than half of total next-gen software sales. Second consecutive month, PlayStation 3 and 4 sales combined were number one in hardware. PS4 sold through two customers more than 10 million units worldwide, which is the fastest selling console like ever.
Yeah.
And 30 million copies of PS4 software has been sold globally in retail/digital downloads. So yeah, Sony is still kicking butt, and we'll get to the number one game of the month pretty soon. I'll start off number 10 was Lego Marvel Superheroes. Number 9, NBA 2K14. Number 8, an actual new release, Sniper Elite 3.
Okay.
Number 7, Grand Theft Auto 5.
I mean, yeah, because they did do a bunch of updates.
Well, I mean, it's on sale every other week, every couple of weeks somewhere for $40. Although that seems to slow down in August.
There's also they've also been pretty steady with the updates that they've been doing for
the online, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6, Call of Duty Ghosts, and then those copies got traded in like less than a month later.
Yeah, probably.
For people that hadn't gotten the word yet. Number 5, Mario Kart 8, still chugging along.
Well, I mean, good games, they sell.
Yeah.
And they will continue to sell.
And it's kind of funny, Call of Duty Ghosts is the only game that sold better on Xbox One than PS4.
That's actually not that shocking.
Well, I mean, considering the rest of the...
Yeah.
Everything else. Number 4, Watch Dogs, still chugging along. And PS4 is actually the number one selling version of that game.
Okay.
Which makes me wonder what's going to happen with Destiny, considering, Watch Dogs had the whole, exclusive online content. But or exclusive content to the Sony version, and Destiny, of course, has that. But at my local GameStop, the Xbox One pre-orders are double the PS4 ones. So, yeah, that makes no sense. Number 3 is FIFA 14. Number 2 is the aforementioned Minecraft. Still chugging along like crazy.
Can't stop the Minecraft minecart.
And number 1, even though it only had about, it only had one less than a full week on the sales charts. The number 1 selling game of July was The Last of Us.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I tell you what, stores were running out of that game launch week. Just like they're running out of Diablo. Like, trying to find a copy of Diablo Ultimate Evil Edition right now is not exactly easy. And there for a while, Last of Us was not easy either.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so there you go.
Yep. And I'm gonna call that an episode. So don't forget to subscribe to the show through iTunes or the Xbox or Windows Live Marketplace, whatever they call it. I don't remember. But go ahead and subscribe to the show there. And hey, if you're on iTunes already, go ahead and drop by, give us a like, or give us a like on iTunes. Give us a rating. Give us a review. It'll just help get the show out to more listeners.
Or on Android, Stitcher Radio.
Yes, if you're on the go and you want to listen to the show, pull out your smartphone and download the Stitcher application. And then you get instant access to all the shows. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, it's just search for Checkmate Arcade.
2 words.
And you'll find us. Yes, separate words, yes. And then give us a like. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at Checkmate Arcade. No spaces. Yeah,
and since the official Twitter app can handle 2 accounts, I will most likely be the one checking it, and I am at MSU Hitman if you want to interact with me directly.
And if you want to send me a message real quick, I'm at Dark Boss Man. No spaces. All right, so that's probably I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I can't think of anything else we need to mention.
No.
So hopefully everybody's happy with us getting back into it, because it's been a rough few weeks.
Yeah.
Oh boy, a little more rough for you down in St. Louis.
Yeah, not been the best. I mean, it could be a lot worse.
Oh, there's a lot of things that could have went even worse. Yeah.
Could have been worse, but it's not been great.
Yeah. So, at least there's conversations about what's going on now.
Yeah, I mean...
hopefully those will lead to solutions.
Yeah, I mean... That is kind of in the background for me right now. It's just I've had more personal stuff happen since then. But, so it's just kind of like... Nah.
I get it.
I'm ready for this period to just be done. It's like, nah.
Well, like I said, hopefully the dialogue will lead to solutions.
Yeah.
So we can finally get this problem fixed. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week. I have been Peggling every day. My name is Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
And hopefully Metro and Madden Ultimate Team can lead me to have some better time gaming. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
Well, with how dark and kind of full of despair that Metro is, I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've kind of delayed it, because, with Walking Dead, that's why I kind of I'll wait on Metro.
Yeah.
I need to start it before next episode, so.
Right. Alright, well, hopefully we see everybody next episode. And maybe we'll see you on live PSN, or maybe even on the net.
Peace out, everybody.